call haven't already been established, I would like to start by saying welcome to all of you here present, to our audience watching and listening via live streaming, to my wonderful husband and family, and finally, to the great people of the Elizabeth constituencies. DNAs, good evening. In a poem entitled The Power of Family, a young author by the name of Anthony Smith writes, "Family is the strongest team, the strongest unit. If love could be visualized, family would be the blueprint. We, the people of this great chain of islands, we're a family. We're linked together by familial bonds, a feeling of community, a shared faith, and a shared love for our beautiful country." As a young girl growing up on Dumping Ground Corner, in the small community of Baintown, it was those elements that gave me special appreciation for the things that make our country great. Namely, the idea that we are all our brother's keeper. That idea that which was planted in me by my own family was nurtured by others around me. And it's the reason that I eventually began my foray into social work. That is the power of family. Ladies and gentlemen, the core values which were once the very foundation of our country's moral fabric have been eroded. Gone are the days where we as a people lived, worked, prayed, and played together. Times have changed indeed. As a result, we are now reaping the results of that. High crime, high poverty, and the lack of jobs opportunities, particularly for young people. As a social worker, I have witnessed firsthand the challenges facing young people, single parents, and the elderly. Sadly, the systems created to protect and care for these vulnerable groups have failed to provide the kind of real support and a hand up for struggling Bahamians. As economic conditions have worsened, so has the response of such the agencies that are tasked with helping Bahamians. Rather than giving our people the tools to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, social intervention programs in this country have themselves become handicapped by a lack of vision, an out-of-dated system, skilled personnel, the mismanagement of critical resources, and in most cases, a lack of those resources altogether. As a result, Bahamians in need of real assistance are left to suffer. But despite those challenges, however, we have the power to act, and act now, to save our children and our country. The Democratic National Alliance proposes the kind of social intervention program which will cater to the needs of all Bahamians, setting a specific and internationally respected standard of operation while taking into consideration the unique individual circumstances of each individual case. In order for this to happen, however, there must be clear and concise data collection to determine who are availing themselves of social service assistance and why. The availability of such information will only maximize the effectiveness of the department by ensuring that areas of specific concern, for example, childcare, are given the necessary attention and resources and resource commitments. As a DNA government, we will work to address salary and benefit concerns for social workers with a view of attracting the best and the brightest minds to the field. outfitting the local department with men and women who are experts in the planning, the management, and execution of social intervention programs. Also, at the core of the DNA's plan for true social intervention are initiatives which will first address administration shortfalls which have allowed for fraud and other abuses. In real terms, this means the use of technology for more effective information management by which we are able to add weight to the things that social service clients value most. Heightened collaborations with other public service agencies and proper oversight of benefit payouts to ensure that precious resources are being properly managed and actually received by those who need it most. This includes, we're going to partner with NGOs, with faith-based organizations, and civil society. No longer will the government be in competition with our community-based organizations, especially those who are in the front line giving assistance to our people in need. Funding will be made available for those organizations working with marginalized groups and empowering our people. The DNA will put mechanisms in place to terminate and prosecute individuals found to have misused or misappropriated such resources. Even more important than simply meeting the growing demands of the less fortunate, however, is changing the environment to ensure that each individual or family is able to empower themselves and reduce their dependency of social intervention programs. As part of the DNA's plans for social services, working class recipients of social service benefits will be required to enroll in training and empowerment classes designed to help them set and meet goals regarding education, employment, and family life. The DNA will put policies in place that will help prevent social decay and poverty, such as continuous training programs that will increase the skills of all recipients and offer free education up to a bachelor's degree for all Bahamians who qualify. Beneficiaries will be responsible and accountable for their own development as opposed to making them recipients of weekly or daily handouts, but will make room for well-articulated vision of the end result for all involved. And before I end tonight, I want to talk to the people of Elizabeth. Elizabeth, woo! Having been on the ground over the last several months, I am aware of the things that are important to you. As your representative, I will partner with existing youth empowerment training centers, track clubs, and faith-based youth groups, along with the Children's Home and all senior citizen programs in Elizabeth. These initiatives will help create employment for the residents of Elizabeth. In addition, residents can expect the implementation of neighborhood watch associations and other wider community development initiatives. I believe these ideas will help bring family and community upward, forward, and together. As I end tonight, I again want to remind you of the words of the poem, The Power of Family. Family is the strongest team, the strongest unit. If love could be visualized, family would be the blueprint. Ladies and gentlemen, the DNA is your family.
And I know that
we are the strongest unit. We are bound together by love of country and for our fellow man. Those bonds not only make us family, it makes us powerful beyond measure. And come 2017, this family of ours must stick together for the sake of our children and our children's children. We must speak with one voice and one message And that message is green in 2017. God bless you.